I have a question that I would like to ask you today. If Jesus Christ is Lord of your life, is there anything different about your life? I want you to think about that. If you can raise your hand and say that Jesus Christ is Lord of your life, is it anything different about your life? I had to take a look at my life. And the reality is, when we say that we're believers of Christ, we're called to live a life that's pleasing to Christ. I want you to overlook your life from today. And I want you to overlook the way that you live your life. And can you truly say, without a shadow of a doubt, that you're living a life that's pleasing to Christ, like Christ is the head of your life? See, I had to have a wake-up call. My reality check had to check me in when I was shown that I was headed to hell. And the reason why I was headed to hell, it wasn't because the things that I did when I was in church, is everything I did when I left out of church. See, although I went to church, although I paid my tithes, although I did nice things for people, I helped people, I did a lot of good things, but I got stopped in my track because the Lord said, if I'm Lord of your life, what's different about your life? If I am Lord of your life, shouldn't there be something different about your life? See, if I can confess with my mouth and say that Jesus Christ is Lord of my life, the Lord said, well, why are you still talking the same? Why do you still want to cuss? Why do you still want to dress the same? Why do you still want to go places that you have no business going? Why are you still doing things that you have no business doing? But I'm supposed to be Lord of your life. If I'm supposed to be Lord of your life, why are you not trying your best to live right? Could that be you on today? See, it was nothing different about my life. Nothing bothered me. Jesus was supposed to be Lord of my life, but it didn't bother me at all to go and have sex with my boyfriend without no problem. Jesus was supposed to be Lord of my life, but it didn't bother me to go betting on football boards. It didn't bother me to go to the casino. It didn't bother me that I was watching pornography. I was living however I wanted to live, but I had the nerve to raise my hand and say that Jesus Christ was the Lord of my life. And I got stopped in my tracks because the Lord said, if you're living that way, when you die, your soul will not go the right way. And somebody needs to realize that on today, on this very day, if you're living any kind of way, when you die, your soul will not go the right way. If we say that we're believers of Christ, it has to be something different in our life. I want you to think about how your life was before Christ. And ask yourself the question, you know how you was living before Christ, so how are you living after Christ? See, after Christ came into your life, do you want to talk different, walk different, dress different, live different, or do you still want to do the same things that you used to do, but you're claiming that Christ lives within you? Overlook your life on today. And truly ask yourself the question, are you a believer of Jesus Christ? Not to the unbelievers, but to the believers. Because see, if you say that you are a believer of Jesus Christ, we have to live a life that's pleasing to Christ. Every day that the breath is in our body is trying to live a better life that's pleasing to Christ. Can you say that on today? Only if you are a believer of Jesus Christ. And to the unbelievers, we must receive Jesus Christ into our life. We must receive him, but we have to live for him. But to all the believers that we raised our hand and we said that Christ is the head of our life, how are you living? Are you living any differently that Christ is supposed to be in your life? And I can remember I was living the same way. I was doing what I wanted to do, going where I wanted to go, and I was still living a life like Christ wasn't the head of my life. We have to get to a point and we have to get to a place in our life and say, I must start living right. Because if when I die, if I want my soul to live with him, I must start living for him. And on today, somebody needs to make that decision and say, Lord, it's time for me to start living for you. Because when I die, I want to be with you. So always remember my closing. Self-examination is the best examination. And Jesus Christ is Lord. And he's all we have. Have a great rest of the day.